Greetings and welcome to Stunthangar Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter and I'll be your host this evening. I want to extend to you my gratitude for you watching Stunthangar Video Hangouts. If you are watching this as a replay, I want you to know that I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please make a note so you can watch or be part of the live stream. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which is sometimes better than the live stream portion. You must be a registered Stunthangar Forum member to find the link to be part of the live stream and the following after party. Here at Stunthangar Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of Stunthangar Forum, you can find the link if you scroll down to the section called At the Bench. Now, if you're not logged in or you're not a member, the At the Bench link will not appear. Now, if you're not a member, please register at stunthangar.com/SMF. That's stunthangar.com/SMF. That's Smart Men Flying. You must place a space between your real first and last name when you register. You must also use a valid email address or Sparky. The proprietor of Stunthangar will not approve you. If you're inclined to not come in, just enjoy watching this on YouTube, wonderful, fantastic. Please enter your questions or comments in the chat box, and I'll do my best to make your comments or questions a part of the show. And I understand sometimes even I can't get a word in myself, so be patient, and I will ask our illustrious panel your question or your comment, or state your comment, excuse me. By the way, you can only make comments or ask questions during a live stream. So like I said earlier, I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening, starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you find the Stunthangar Video Hangouts that I host, or the many building and flying and competition videos that Sparky does on this platform informative and enjoyable, please give us a thumbs up. That's a like, by the way. Subscribe and share the videos, and comments also help the Stunthangar YouTube channel grow. Please consider joining Stunthangar's YouTube channel memberships, which start at just $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. Okay. And I'm a member myself, so I'm not asking you to do something I'm not doing myself. Every month I have the $4.99 come out of my checking account, and I don't miss it, and you won't miss it either. Plus, it'd be for a good cause. Hopefully your passion, your hobby. Okay. Now you can also show your support using the super chat, which is located at the bottom of the chat box to make donations. You can only use the super chat feature during a live stream. So like I said, Monday through Friday, 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Come on in to the show, make the donation at the super chat, and then come back if it's more convenient for you to watch the replay at another time. Okay. Now your support helps offset just some of the expenses of running Stunthangar. And with your memberships, you'll get special badges in the YouTube chat box that Sparky and I can see. And you also get unlimited replay of member-only videos. And once a month, Sparky has a question and answer show for members only. This is Sparky's YouTube channel. I'm in here just twice a week. So if you want to get in touch with me, go to my YouTube channel, which is called Flying Control Line Stunt. That's Flying Control Line Stunt. All the letters are there, even if they're repeated. And place your comment or question on the 2019 AMA National Championship video of me flying at the Nats. And by the way, Sparky took that video of me flying his beautiful Junar XL. And that was a beautiful flying plane. It was a fantastic day for me. And if you comment or have a question on that video, I'll be notified because that's my YouTube channel. Unlike this channel, I'm only in here twice a week. I want to thank you for your past, your present, and future support. You are making it happen. And please keep the conversations family and friendly. In other words, please don't use words or do things you wouldn't say or do around your own children and grandchildren. And without any further ado, I'm going to now post a link at Stunthangar Forum, and that's how you typically would get in here. And speaking of that, if you have problems getting in here, please, if you are a Stunthangar Forum member, you can PM me and let me know the challenges you're having, and I'd be happy to assist you. Usually, I have to might even do one-on-one with our own private Zoom meeting, and I will show you how to do it. Let me go to the YouTube side, and I'm going to go to where I call it the control panel. Just bear with me for a second here. Hopefully I did everything right and it's streaming well. So let's see. Momentarily. Looks like I am live, it's streaming, and we have 8 concurrent viewers right now, 4 likes. So if you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. That does help the channel. And also I see some chat revenue of $49.99. Thank you very much, Mark Lumen. I really appreciate that. That's fantastic, Mark. Thanks so much. And obviously Mark Lumen likes the show. He didn't put like, but he donated, so I know he likes it, and thank you very much. And right now we have 10 concurrent viewers, 4 likes. So please smash that like button. Now we have 5 likes. Thank you very much. Keep smashing that like button throughout even the replays. You know, when this show does really good during the live streams. So actually, sometimes I have more people watching the live stream than Sparky during his program, but Sparky gets more replays. Sparky's shows gets more views after the fact, and I just do really well during the live stream, and then it kind of tailors off. Different format. Mine's more like a Zoom meeting where Sparky's actually building a plane, and it's pretty unique. It is awesome. Mark Lumen says, figured you may need some more popcorn. Yeah, I normally have popcorn during this show, and I'm trying to watch my salt for health reasons. So I've been trying to cut down on that. But yeah, thank you very much. That $49, a part of that would help me get some more popcorn. I can make some. I just didn't go to the store to buy any today. So hopefully we'll be joined by the usual suspects, and hopefully some new people will come in. Here's Robert from Canada. Hey, what's happening, Robert? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, Charles. How about you?
Doing well. We went flying today, and we had about five of us out there flying. And I know the weather we're having right now is just unbelievable. It's unbelievably hot, actually. It's like in the 90s. But it was fair winds. I mean, like, 3 to 5 mile an hour winds. It was, with the exception of the heat, it was a really good day. Fantastic.
We've had howling winds all week, and it's been above freezing. It's a real mess, but we've got great weather for tomorrow. Clear skies. So I'm going flying a real airplane.
All right.
I've got a new commercial student I'm breaking in.
I don't blame you. If I could go fly a real airplane versus a model airplane, I would.
And they pay me for it.
Huh? And you
they
get
pay
paid
me for it.
Yes, yes. That's no wonder you don't get a chance to fly control line very much.
Yeah, it's actually a new to me commercial student. I'm taking him over, and so I'm going to do an assessment flight tomorrow and see about working him up for his flight test.
Very good.
But he'll still have another 10 hours of instrument to do too. He's a bit behind on that. So
very good. Hey,
that'll
Tryon.
be good. Hi, Tryon.
Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Hey, I got something interesting happen at the hobby shop today. Dropped in for a few odds and ends.
Yeah.
and a fellow who had given up control line or whatever, I'm not sure the story. Anyway, dropped off some Cox handles lines and clips and stuff like that to get a beginner started with. So I'm the only control line guy that goes in there. So they set it aside for me and said, "Here, take this."
Yes, very good. That's happened to me before. I've actually gone into my local hobby store, and I remember a woman had approached them about selling a ringmaster, and because I think her and her husband got a divorce, and end up they gave her my phone number. We talked, and I told her I really wasn't interested in the ringmaster, but so she just basically gave it to me, since I wasn't willing to pay for it, and I ended up I gave it to another flyer. So yeah,
Cool.
just
I got a quick
recycle.
little show and tell.
Oh, you want to wait till we
And
get
that's-
more people, or you want to do it right now? We only have
Well, we do. Now, I don't know how long I'm going to be on.
Okay.
During this crappy weather. I got
Yeah.
that.
Let me make you big here. 1 second, Robert. 1 second.
Sure.
Spotlight for everyone. Ooh, look at that.
Got that Vector 40 profile I started on salvaging an old ARF wing.
Very nice.
So I got a bit carried away and molded in the cowl and cowl onto it and everything for
That looks
it.
great.
It's LA 46 on it.
That looks great. Now, so the wing you saw,
that's gonna be a nice profile
you
plane.
made.
Yeah, the wing, actually, I'm the fourth owner of this wing. It went through a rather checkered history. The center section, I basically, except for the ribs, pretty much, and the bell crank mount spars, I pretty much rebuilt it all. It's all new sheeting. I had to splice in the trailing edge and the leading edge, top and bottom,
Very nice.
and replaced all that sheeting.
Tryon, you had a question, Tryon? Go ahead.
No, I said that's gonna be a nice plane.
Very
Yeah,
good.
I was going to do up a Thatcherized twister. I've got a brand new twister kit here, and then I ended up being given this wing with some engines that I bought from a guy that's gone all electric. And anyway, he had this crashed wing with it too. So I figured, okay, rather than the twister, I think Vector 40 will probably be a better plane anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so too. Hey, Gary, thanks for coming in. How you doing?
Good.
Hey,
I
Gary.
like that
Hi.
green shirt.
Yeah.
That's kind of reminds me of the underside of something. Yeah, it's almost the same shade green. Anyways, look like John Miller's getting ready to come in.
Yeah.
I think did John Miller come in Monday? I don't know if he came in Monday. Did he?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Well, I have a few comments here from Tom Rammel. He's saying -5 degrees Fahrenheit now, and then he says like
That's it?
provided. What was that?
I said that's it.
Yeah, he said like provided. I think I should have shivered like provided.
Yeah, we're basking in it. We're like 35 degrees Fahrenheit today.
Wow. Yeah, I know you probably need to take out your shorts and tank top, right?
Almost. I didn't bother with a jacket.
Yeah, man, it's all relative.
Yeah,
Once you get used
we
to
have such a beautiful day today here. I mean, it's like
Okay.
I think it was 65, sunny, light winds. I mean, just stun heaven.
Did you fly?
No, I went to work.
Okay.
What a waste of time.
What about after
Indeed.
work? After you pick up your son?
What a waste of time.
Hey, John, how you doing?
All right.
You're looking good tonight.
Well, thank you. I'm feeling good.
Yeah, you are looking good, John. You are looking good.
Hey, I got my t-shirt on.
Oh yeah, I like that shirt. I remember seeing that. Let me make you big and show the yeah, built in the 40s, original, and then
Oh, wait, I'll get up so you see it better.
original and
Some parts
underscored,
still in
some
working
parts
order.
still in working order. Very good. I like
But he's
that.
not going to tell us what parts.
Oh, no, you'll have to figure that one out. I can tell you
He
what,
said.
I tell you what ones aren't working.
Very good. So anybody, I went flying today. I know it's not everybody has the kind of weather we have and had the time. I was off today, so I usually make it so I can fly on Fridays and Mondays. So I fly at a public park, and so I don't fly on weekends because that's when the park has a lot more pedestrians and people there. So I fly during the week, and hope that I get out there Monday as well, next Monday. And but anybody else do any flying or building or anything?
I don't think there'll be anybody up there this weekend with the Super Bowl going on.
You know, that is a good idea. I have to talk to Joe, see if he wants to go out there during the Super Bowl. Because I'd rather fly than watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Here, here.
I'm building up a storm here. I started to
Very
work
good.
on I'm starting to make the elevators for a new plane.
On a new plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are building up a storm.
Yeah.
What'd you do to the last plan? The last time I saw it was all the woodworking was done. Ooh, look at that.
This is a composite plane.
Oh, nice. Let me make you big
So-
here.
So right now what I'm doing is I'm trying to join the two halves. So I'm just doing some preparation here. I don't know. Can you see
think
it
it's just
well
too
or
much
just too much
light.
light?
Yeah, it's too much light. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's better.
that's better.
yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Is that a new form you made or mold? I mean,
No, it's same old mold. So this is gonna be some filler blocks that's gonna fill this area here on the back side. And this is like a spar. It's a piece of foam that's gonna bridge the top and the bottom. Then I have this.
back it up a little bit. Oh, that's nice.
That's nice.
So that's the root rib. This is gonna make the finger that's at the root of the rib on which it mounts on the wing. Those
Right.
little spars that you see, like this creates the pocket over there. And this whole thing goes like this in here.
Okay, that's a pretty thin wing. What are you going to use it for?
This is an elevator.
Oh, okay, okay. I see it now. Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, I like for electric planes. I do like the elevators that are, the wings that are thinner in airfoil.
Yeah, yeah. You
I
like
don't
about
think you need
14, 15%.
14, 15, somewhere over there is perfect. Yeah. So you want 14, 15 on the road, probably want to tip down to 13, 12 even.
That's what I did on each of the wings for the biplane.
They are much more efficient in air and cleaner airfoil that use less power to drive them through. Honestly, I think they fly better in a wind too. So
Well, especially if you've got the ESC that'll with the governor mode in it, so that you can,
yeah.
it doesn't speed up, it holds it back.
Yeah. So the way I'm thinking on flying in a wind, is because you have a thick airfoil. As soon as you come into the wind, especially overhead, let's say, think about an overhead eight, right? You come like this, the wind is seeing that big airfoil like it's a parachute. They just tries to drag it and shoots it over the top, right? And you have this very high speed overhead, and then as you turn into the wind and you come like this, it slows it so much you feel like you lose all line tension and everything, and you end up just flying level. A thin airfoil is not going to allow it to be sped up too much. It's going to penetrate on this side when you do your maneuvers. It's better on the battery, on the motor. Thinner. I don't know. That's what I noticed. I know
Well, you
Howard
better-
has a little bit different ideas, but
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
good points there, and it's
Yeah.
certainly worth looking into.
Yeah, I used to think that or something else, but seeing Tim's thin airfoil airplane that based on Philip Granderson's Skinny Diva wing, it works as Tryon describes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everything I know is wrong.
You're a big man for admitting that, Howard.
Hey, Howard, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my philosophy is it's exactly what's in my revolution plane. You know, I'm not a proponent of the inline design at all. I think the elevator always flies in dirty air if you have the elevator behind the wing, except for maybe when you start to do maneuvers. But it gets in clean air. But to track in a straight line tracking, I think I'm not sure. But if my intuition tells me that that's going to have some issues in straight line tracking, or you have to move the CG so far forward to combat that, and you might be hurting the plane in other places. So my philosophy is a typical staggered layout, you know, more on top, wing on a little bit lower, elevator on top. And I also like to put my elevator in clean air. I put it higher, but not too high. You know, it's like if you look at an SV plans, I think it's the 3/4 of an inch above the center line. Mine is just 1 inch above that. And I also put a dihedral, 5-degree dihedral in my elevator to get it out in clean air.
Right.
So I thought that was a benefit. Anyway, so but the plane is very responsive. You know, it's like you have instant response, instant power in controls and everything else. Another thing I'm a big proponent of is making a tail moment longer, because you have keep the same size that you have on your elevator right now. But I think if you move the tail back about an inch and a half or so on all your planes, you're going to see a huge benefit in a cornering ability without a lot of deflection, because you have so much torque. It's like a wrench, right? You have a wrench and you want to
It's called leverage.
What do you do when you want to put more torque to it? You make the tail longer, right? Right. So with the same force that you are able to provide, you're going to have more torque. So your wing is going to change the angle of attack. And that's why the elevator's job is to change the angle of attack of the wing. And as soon as the angle of attack of the wing changes, that's what provides extra lift and makes you turn and go in circles and stuff like that. So I think torque, it's king. And as for control systems, if you were to deflect your flaps, you have the air that blows on it, right? So it wants to straighten it up, right? Because of the drag. Say you are in a car and you have a piece of wood and you do that, right? Okay. It wants to straighten up. You have some force on it, right? That wants to return it to normal. In your lines, you have the two lines that pull on a bell crank. They are provided that force to counteract that force that's created from the flaps and the elevator, right? Yeah. So the trick here is to have the maximum push power from your bell crank, which means you cannot have a long couple to it.
Right.
No.
Thinking that you're going to get more deflection. It's not going to happen, because what you're going to do, you're going to end up is the distance from the pivot point of the bell crank to the hole, right? Hole to the push rod that goes to your flaps. That's key right there. That's the most key place, because if you make it, it doesn't matter what, for the same plane, you have the same line tension. Would you agree with that? Right? For a lap time and a certain trim conditions, you kind of get similar line tension. It's a finite amount of line tension that you're going to get on any plane, right? say you build your twister and your twister is going to pull so hard, and you cannot make it pull harder than that, you know, in a good trim condition, right? So that's the force you are in your lines that you are dealing with. And now if you go past that force, it doesn't matter how long the bell crank is trying to push that control surface, you only have so much. So it's like leverage, right? You want to have maximum leverage to push and really deflect those controls.
I
And
imagine there
so-
must be a limit sometime or somewhere, right? I mean, I've seen some people have a moment arm of 21 inches from the trailing edge of the wing to the trailing edge of the stab, and others have different numbers. And I can't tell you what I like, but when I've seen some planes turn, I like how some planes turn versus some other planes. And I don't know, is it what makes the plane turn the way I like? But when I see it, I know I like it. I like how that plane turns. But just give me a second. Let me just say hi to Brendan and his family. Hey, Brendan, thanks for coming in. I appreciate that. I see you got Angston there. And
Yes.
your daughter was there for a second.
Yeah, Sindel was here. She had a cupcake she was trying to flash to everybody. Here she comes.
Well, that's just,
You're a little far away.
and you're gonna make me, I can't eat any of that. Well, that looks really
Oh,
good.
wow.
Oh
now
my
you
God.
have to ship it to me.
Wow, that looks great.
We'll each take one. How much you want for?
I know.
How much
Wow.
you want for that? You can make $1 here.
I'll never sell it.
Very nice.
You know, instead of asking for the cupcakes, have the the baker sent to you. And then you
Yeah,
can
there you
have
go.
all you want.
That's right. And let me greet Mark. Hey, Mark, thank you so much. What a pleasant surprise. I appreciate your super chat of $49.99.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate it. That is awesome. Thank you so much.
I put 50, but I guess a penny got stuck somewhere in the electronic system. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess probably some Bitcoin or something took part of it.
Hey, Troy, just getting back to your comment about center for configuration and wanting a high stab. Just for devil's advocate and thought, a byproduct or a component of the creation of lift is downwash. So if your aircraft is not descending, you're going to have a certain amount of downwash off the wing. It's not going to be going straight down the fuselage to the tail. So conversely, if you have a tail not mounted exactly central, then when you're inverted, it may actually be encountering turbulence from the wing, from the generation of lift. Anyway, just tossing that out as food for thought, as all of this never-ending argument about stunt.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like the elevator to be staggered too much. Okay.
I tell you what, I built a plane that I actually wound up with the stab lower than the wing. And I looked and watched and waited to see if I had any results from the downwash. And I don't know how fast that downwash goes down, or if it's at our Reynolds numbers and sizes, if it's not that bad, because I didn't have any problems with that lower stabbing elevator.
You didn't fly it on tall grass, did you?
No.
Yeah, that's one reason to do that.
Yeah, that'd be a good reason not to have it.
Well,
Tall grass.
the grass where I flew at was tall enough that we couldn't take off. We always hand launched, so we got around that. We're kind of combat style on that, Howard.
Oh. Didn't
Or
take,
someone to talk. Someone to
part of
talk
the
to about
method-
extreme stab would be Denny Adamison with his old Magister, with his V
Oh,
tail.
yeah. Well, yeah, you know, and but the Vanguard that I'm drawing up right now, it has a V tail on it, and I think it's in line, but it's an in line at the root, but the tips are up high and out of it. I think it might be that's a good compromise, running a V tail, because even if you're upside down, if logic tells me that if the down wash is coming in there, it's only getting a portion of this stab and elevator, not the whole thing.
I think that's where I have advantage too, because when I'm flying inverted, even you have downrush, I have the stagger from the elevator. Plus, it's a little bit of dihedral, which definitely kicks it out of that downwash. And the same happens in normal flight, because it's obviously normal flight. It's even less likely for it to happen. But anyways, So I'm curious to see how much deflection I actually get on my control surfaces when I'm flying the plane. I would love. I don't have the money to invest in a video camera, because I need one of those miniature video cameras.
Yeah.
To record the flight, because I'm very curious how much deflection I'm actually putting on a control surfaces in a flight, and you guys know how fast this thing turns.
Yeah.
You know how fast that turns and how clean it turns and stops and stuff like this. So,
And speaking of extreme stab positions, there was a talk and thread going on in Stunthangar a while back about OV10 Broncos and the high stab on that. I'm wondering if anyone's actually going ahead and doing anything about building one. I'd love to, but I love that airplane. My wife absolutely loves it too, but I just don't have time to get diving into another model of like that. I got too many projects now, but it's one that really intrigues me, is wondering how that extreme high stab would actually work. And it's certainly not lacking in area. And the moment arms look pretty good on it.
There's a fellow that was in contact with me, and I sent him off the files for the Pathfinder wing. And he sent back some of his early drawings of the OV10 Bronco that he was designing and putting together, and he wanted to use the Pathfinder wing in there. And it looked good, and he kept it up high, but I haven't heard anything from him. I imagine he's probably way into the build now. Can't remember his name though. Anyway, I think Howard wanted to say something.
Yeah, but I forgot why.
Okay.
What I want to say, I'm going to finish with this.
1 second, Tryon. So Gordon Hayden, he says, hello, Gordon Hayden. I haven't seen you in a while. I said, I don't know if I've ever seen you, but I haven't heard from you in a while. And then Jack Snavely, he chimed in with smiley face and 2 other emojis. I can't figure out what they are, but thank you very much for coming in, Jack. Appreciate it. Go ahead, Tryon. I'm sorry I interrupted you.
So I tried to simulate how much hand movement I get in a flight in the corner, right? And then I look on my actual deflection on the plane, on the ground. I know in the air is less because the wind is pushing against the control, so it's going to always be less than that.
Okay.
But I don't think I had more than 10 degrees on the flaps, or maybe 12 to 13 on the elevator.
Yeah.
And that's in a hard corner.
I remember what I was going to say, which is I was wondering that too. So I put some instrumentation on the new airplane. I'll record it.
Oh, wow. Very cool.
Awesome.
There is a fella in Australia that came up with a neat horn bell crank design, where he actually had it where you could adjust the throws on the elevator rod and on the push rod coming off the bell crank. And he could increase or decrease the flaps in the elevator just by a hatch under the belly of the airplane. And he came up that 7 degrees of flap was all the flap he needed with that particular airplane. It doesn't take a lot.
No, it doesn't. Yeah.
No, yeah.
That's kind of what I'm using. I have 30 degrees maximum possible built into the mold, and the same on the elevator. And right now, the last setup that I had on the plane was actually in a detune mode, because I can go much faster than them, but I cannot keep up physically with it.
Right.
It's just too fast for me. I cannot keep up with it. I mean, it's just like kind of like it's here, and next thing that you see it's over there already.
Right.
You know, it's just like, how did he get from there to there?
It becomes counterproductive if you can't control it well. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So I have to slow it down. Yeah.
Yeah, I have most of my airplanes now are set up with about 27 degrees of flap maximum. That's maximum throw, which it doesn't see in the air, and about 30 to 32 degrees of elevator. And, you know, it's not super heavy, it's not super light. That seems to be enough, you know. If it was lighter, it'd probably use less flap. If it's heavier, it'd need more.
Yeah, and yeah. By the way, when I made this new vector, I pushed the elevator back an inch or so.
Oh, cool.
I couldn't go more than that because it was getting in a place where you don't have enough room on in between the fuselage size to put all the stuff in there. And I also gave it a little bit more elevator than the flaps control too.
Yeah.
So like you said, it's just a little bit more elevator than flaps. So if elevator you have 20, flaps you have 20, elevator one about 25-ish or so.
Yeah. I think that's a good starting point. I never did like 1-to-1, though a lot of people do that, and they do fine with it. You know, it just wasn't what I wanted to do, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, you look at it, we were talking about, so too much deflection really isn't doing you any good. You know, you look in a full-size aircraft like an older Cessnas or whatever, Scouts, where you had 40 degrees of flap available. The newer ones are restricted to 30, but up to 30 degrees, while between 20 and 30, you notice a significant change in pitch, and the aircraft will noticeably slow down. When you go to 40 degrees, it's very evident that that's pure drag.
Yep.
Your nose pitches down. It's like hitting a speed, like throwing out a parachute or something. It's you can absolutely feel the drag. And if you're doing any kind of a side slip, you can certainly feel it on your empennage with the turbulence generated, which is why on the older Cessnas, they recommended against or prohibited against doing slips while full flap is deployed. So, the same thing's got to be happening with our toys. You put too much flap on, it's got to be increasing the drag significantly and the turbulence.
Oh, yeah. I remember having, when I was a kid, we'd build these ringmasters and not knowing, just because we were just kids, we thought the more elevator we had, the faster that would turn.
Yes.
We had that so that elevator was 90 degrees.
Yeah. I remember we thought more was better.
Yeah.
More was better. And you remember what happened when you pull full elevator on a ringmaster with it at 90 degrees?
Yeah.
So I'm
you
not
guys
the
see
only
better
one that
now?
did that.
We all did it.
Yeah, we all did it.
Yeah,
Is my picture better now?
Again,
Yes.
Tryon?
Is my picture better now?
Yeah.
Because I just wiped
it
down
is
the
better.
camera.
It is
Yeah, it's
better.
better.
So if I do this now, you can see better, right?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
still ugly.
I know. I'm ugly, right? Yeah. There you go,
Very
Charles. If
nice.
you want to see this, I can show it again so we have a good picture or whatever.
Raise it up a little bit. There you go.
Let me make you big again, Tryon. Hang on a second. And by the way, hi, Lynn. Thanks for coming in, Lynn.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Lynn.
Hey, Lynn,
Hey, guys.
how's things going north of the border?
Beautiful.
Good.
Yeah, it looks good. That looks good, Tryon.
That does look good.
So here's going to be like the pocket for the that's going to be the pocket for the wire,
Yeah.
right? And over here is going to be that in this area is going to be that finger, right?
Right.
That gives you the pocket for the shape, and you can see here these are slots for my pin,
Right.
for alignment pins. I have one in the front, one on the back here. That's
Right.
for the plate.
Right.
This plate, it sits like this. I'm not sure if you can see it. See that?
Yeah. Yeah. Raise it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Very nice, Tryon.
So that stays like that, and these are you can see the blocks on the back,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and this is what creates the pocket. See this area here?
Yeah.
That's what creates the pocket. So it's aligned on the center in these pockets here, in the front and the back.
Yeah.
And then the two halves are aligned on the pins here.
Yeah.
So you have
Alright.
these two pins.
I see.
So when you join them, they don't do that.
Right.
They're staying perfectly aligned top to bottom. And then when you close them, you have these rectangular pockets in the corners that
Right.
allow the side plate to go in place.
Now, are
And
these
you-
the same
if
molds?
you look carefully
you
here, I have some screws.
Trying. Are these the same molds you use for the Revolutions?
These are the molds for the Revolutions.
Okay, then we've seen that before. Then.
All right, I'm not gonna bore you then.
That's not boring. There's a lot of people that haven't seen that.
Yeah.
I thought I just wasn't. I thought it was something new. I didn't know if it was new.
It's cool.
It is cool though.
I'd like to see
Yeah.
it.
Let me see here. Let me remove this.
So Howard, are you and I starting a new fashion trend for Hangouts?
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you guys are doing the plaid red and black. Very good.
Doing the
Yeah, it's a
lumberjack
new
thing.
uniform.
They're getting ready to go out and chop balsa trees down.
Yeah.
You
You
probably
got
want
it.
some flapjacks, some hamburger. I mean, some pancakes later on.
Hey, Len,
What if you-
I thought of you when I was down in Tucson the other day
Okay, what's
because
up?
it was blowing a hoolie.
Oh,
Well,
look at
I'll
you,
bet it was.
Hey, look, don't leave Mike Lonky out. What's
Oh.
up? I didn't get the memo. You guys didn't tell me about the dress code, about the uniform.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
new. Yeah.
Well,
Behind some things. Len, you should have it, no problem. I mean, these
Yeah,
are
I'm
like
gonna- I
10
can
bucks
get
at
one.
Princess Auto.
I can get one of those in a hurry. No
It's like
problem.
Norm Abram with New Yankee Workshop.
Yeah, I'll have one for next Friday, no problem.
You know what? When I first went up to Alaska, I stopped somewhere along the Alcan because I was getting sleepy and the store was getting ready to close. But they had some hot coffee, and so I went in there to get some, and I got looking at there, and he had a hat. Now that hat was the kind that folds down and comes up, but it wasn't the big round one. It was kind of like a serviceman cap. You guys? They still use those up there?
I've never seen.
Well, they still sell them. I don't know if anyone uses them.
Yeah, I don't know.
It sure was a warm cap.
I'll bet.
What we used to call those was Ukrainian block heaters.
Well, now these weren't the round ones, that had the flap in the
Yeah.
front and all that. This just had it folded up and it was, I don't know, anyway, it was, I thought it was kind of good looking hat. In fact, if I ever get up there again, I'm gonna buy me another one. Because I don't know what happened to the one
So
I had.
before we get back to models, we should, if we get all to doing this lumberjack thing, we're all going to have to do, I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay.
Yeah.
One of you starts wearing red and green suspenders, I'll get, all right.
Let me just say hi to Mike Lonky and Carl. Thanks for coming in, you guys. Appreciate it. So what are you working on, Mike? Is that an RC plane?
It is. We were able to go yesterday and fly a little RC and F2D combat stuff. And we went and flew some more F2D combat today. It was 71 degrees today, but it was
Nice.
blowing a hoolie. Like,
It always is.
so no RC, but what we found out when we got to the field, I had all these RC planes set up that I had won, and I had all but one of them. I had forgotten to put Velcro on the battery tray, so the battery can't, even though they got straps that go around, the battery trays are pretty big, and the batteries can still slide back and forth. So I'm going through all of them and making sure I got hook and pile on the batteries and on the tray so that keep the batteries from moving around. So
Right on.
that's what I'm doing tonight.
I got a report for you, Mike,
What's that?
on those little model airplane kits, rubber powered kits.
Oh, yeah, the Delta Darts.
Yeah, the Delta Dart. Well, we had a meeting today. The Cub Scouts were all there. And today we were teaching them knots and they got to tie each other and all of the leaders up. But at the end of the meeting, I sat down and showed them the kits, and I sent the adult leaders home with each with a kit that says, build this so you know how they go together. And then next week, we're going to have all those kids, about 14 of them now, start building those kits. And so I just wanted to give you the report. I'll try to get you some video of them building.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be great for the I Love AMA site too on Facebook. That'd be good.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar, I can steer
I'm
you.
not familiar with it, but I'll send you the video and you can put it wherever you want.
Yeah, that'd be good. Now, so you sent the leaders home. How many leaders did you send home with the kit?
2.
Oh, okay, just 2. Okay. Are you going to have enough for all the kids, or do you need more?
How many was in that package?
I don't know. You'll have to count the plan.
I can let you know on Friday.
I want to say I thought you told me you needed 12 for the kids, but I think I put 15 in there maybe. But I had to buy another 35 kits because I didn't have enough in my stash to send to you. So I mean I've got 30 kits here. So if you need more, let me know and I can get them mailed out to you.
Okay.
And then I still got enough for the guys on the Hangout too when I get off my butt and we finally end up doing that thing. So.
All right. Well, I just thought I'd let you know that it's getting warm enough. We're getting ready to take the kids out. We're going to take them out and do the rockets that they built and the rubber powered gliders.
Excellent.
All at the same day. So.
Perfect. Well, like I said, go do a count when you get a chance and then send me a message or something and let me know if you're short and I'll get some more out to you.
Yeah, I think we've got 13 or 14 kids.
Right, but if you sent 2 home with the leaders, you might not have enough because I don't remember the exact count that was in the kits.
I really felt it was important.
Count the plan sheets, that you build on. That'll tell you how many's in there.
I felt it was important to have the leaders know how to build them or actually build them. So when the kids started, they needed
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when I did it, we had
how is everybody?
20 kids and I didn't do that. I should have done that. I should have sent home with some, the dads were there, but I should have sent more home with some of the leaders. So I could have had more guidance because I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off. That building we did it at the fireman's hall there at the volunteer fireman's hall. That's what we use for our meetings. And I'll tell you, 20 kids with their dads and not one of them had ever built so much as a paper airplane. I don't think so. It was pretty hectic. So that was a good idea, John.
Okay, well, I just wanted to let you know. Turn back to the regular channel now, Charles.
All righty. Hey, Lynn, are you still building like a...
I've slowed down a little in the last few days. I'm just been doing other things,
Okay.
But we'll get back at it hopefully tomorrow. I've got the stab done. It just needs to be carved. And I started the elevators, but I haven't finished them. The wing is complete. The wing is finished.
What are you building?
Bear.
Bearcat? Oh, bear.
No, bear.
Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to get started on mine. It's downstairs, but what are you putting in yours?
Probably a PA6 or no, sorry, Rojet 61.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a PA 65 in mine.
Okay.
Only because I have one,
Yeah,
anyway.
that's right.
I know that plane.
Yeah, look at that beautiful Pathfinder.
I know what it is. That is a good looking one.
Pathfinder.
It's a good flying one too. What's it measuring there, Howard?
Distance out from the fuselage to the center of the cell. How far is it?
Looked more like he was measuring to the tip. Trying to find out if the
Let me turn the mic off.
Oops.
Whoops.
Yeah. I was muted. This is Gordy's twin, and he called me today and asked if it's equal span wings. So I'm checking to see if it's equal span wings.
Oh,
That's what I thought you were doing.
Very nice.
That's pretty. He uses metal tanks. My goodness. John, you're gonna have to have talk. You're going to have a long talk with him, John.
Well, the problem with it is there's not a lot of room there.
You're right.
And I think I don't think they make 3-ounce tanks anymore. And 2
Oh, you
ounces
have to make
too
them
small.
yourself. Oh, you mean plastic tanks?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that. I make metal tanks myself, but I made the plastic tanks when I could get them. Used plastic tanks when I could get them.
Yeah, they're
But-
lighter.
But the last couple of times I've been to the hobby shop, you ask them to order one and they just look at you funny. So I guess Brodak still has them, I think, but
Yeah.
my
What,
local
the
hobby
plastic
shop.
tanks?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, shit. No problem at all. I picked up a new 6-ounce Sullivan RST today at the hobby shop.
Yeah, most
well,
of them are out
They
there.
should have
Hobby
something
shop
around
in
it, some
Canada
hobby
and
shop.
hobby shop here. Our hobby shop here is a really nice shop. He's probably got $1 million invested, no joke. But it's RC cars, RC planes. Most of them are foam and support items for said. There's got one thing of wood, and it's a third full, which is more than any other shop around here. And I don't think there's a control line anything in the building anymore. There might be. I may be wrong, but I haven't seen anything in a long time, other than some half-A bell cranks, and they've been hanging there since he's had the shop. So I've got a bag of them downstairs. I don't need any of those, so I don't worry about it. But supplies are hard to find nowadays.
They sure are.
Yeah. I'd said
You
earlier.
have to have your
Charles,
own
when we
hobby
first-
shop or you're in trouble. Sorry.
Yeah, when we first came on the hobby shop, it was Great Hobbies. They said, yeah, we got something on hold in the back for you. I said, I didn't order anything. They come out with a couple of packages with brand new Cox lines and handles and glow clips and a couple of pennies in each for tip weight, and said, yeah, somebody just dropped these off to pass along to someone that can maybe get a kid going. So between me and Paul, we're the only ones at the club really trying to encourage that. So I said, yeah, I'll take them and try and get a kid interested. Uphill battle, but I thought that was pretty nice that someone just dropped it off at the shop there to try and get passed along anyway.
Yeah.
The closest hobby shop to me is 150 miles away.
Whoa.
So
Yeah.
I buy most of my stuff through the mail. Now this is Sonictronics,
Right.
small fuel line. Now, problem is I ordered medium, and I got a 30-foot roll of small, good for half-A, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so if anybody's doing any half-A races, give me a call. I'll make you a smoking deal.
That might be good for combat. Maybe Mike can chime in on that.
Maybe.
I know out here they use small tubing on the bladders.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that may be so. I mean, it's good stuff. It's high quality stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh, Sonic is a good brand.
Oh yeah, but I'm gonna order the medium.
Medium.
Yeah, I just ordered the small from Sonictronics, and I bought a 25-foot roll and a package of a 2-foot to give to another pilot.
Did you know?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know there's use for it. I don't fly half-A, you know.
Sure.
And I don't think the small is big enough for me to run. Maybe on a 15 size twin, it probably would work. But 30 feet of it,
A lot of feet of it.
5 times
know-
supply.
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of similar also. That double wall yellow stuff that Sullivan sold. I mean, you couldn't
Yeah.
wear that stuff out in the 70s. So I thought I was buying the medium, and it ended up being the small. So I've got a lifetime supply of half-A also.
yeah. Well, this one, if I wanted to run half-A, what do they call it? Where you endurance. Okay, I could actually, I got enough there. If at 30-foot lines, I could run the fuel line out there and have a can in my, and the centrifugal force will keep that tank full out there because
Mhm.
pushing the fuel
Yeah,
out.
show Len how it's done.
You'll have
Isn't it
4
you that
ounces
was
in the
tied up in
lines
that
going out to the
record
blade.
thing, Len?
What's that?
The endurance record in Canada. Weren't you involved in that?
Yeah. 3 hours, 27 minutes, I think it was, that we set.
So they wouldn't like what I was considering doing, and that's running this tube out from me to the airplane.
I think that's a fantastic idea. As long as you can go 3 hours and 30 minutes without a piss, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Well, there might be some stains running down my pants. I'll wear shorts.
There you
That's
go.
what that tube is for, the tube going out to the airplane. That's what it's
Oh,
for.
Oh,
okay.
you pee in the tank. Okay.
I'm
Len,
not
didn't
that
you
high
use beer
octane.
cans for your fuel tank?
Say what?
Didn't you use beer cans for your fuel tank or something like
Yes,
that?
we
Len?
did. Three large
Very Canadian.
sized beer cans.
What was the brand? Come on.
Huh?
What was the brand of beer?
I don't know. I didn't set it up. My buddy did. I only flew the thing.
What's the most popular beer in Canada?
Couldn't
Depends
tell you.
where
I
you
don't
live.
drink beer.
Say what?
Labatt?
Labatt? Was it Molson or something like that?
Out
Molson's
here,
make-
it's more the local brewery. Well, what used to be local breweries gotten pretty big, like Big Rock, and they sublet out under different labels too. So they're actually pretty serious competition for Labatt's and Molson's and whatnot. But next to that, probably Molson's, various ones from them, because they have Coors also. So
Which one makes the big can? And
oh
one of
shit, they all do.
Oh, they do the big. So that's what you should use for endurance. 3 of those, you'll break that 3.5 hours. No problem.
Yeah, there's a weight limit on the airplane, though. That's the problem. It's a 4-pound weight limit.
Oh.
What you need is to run it up and have a diesel engine.
But what I want to try and do at some point, if I was going to really try to do it, I would forget all about that and set my own world record. And what I would want is a pump that I have on my chest with a fuel jug, and I can just keep pumping fuel out to the airplane as I fly. And that way I could fly for probably 10, 12 hours.
There was a record.
As long as I can keep the motor running.
There was a record set, and I saw the original plane.
It was in a Flying Models, wasn't it?
Well, it was done by the guys at Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
And they had the plane, and they actually melted that engine eventually. I mean, it just locked up, froze up, is never turned over since. But they ran a line from the pilot out to
the only way to do it. Yeah.
But it seems to me that once you get that line full of fuel, centrifugal force will keep it going.
That keeps sucking it.
Yeah.
It'll keep sucking the fuel as long as you have it so that it'll suck it,
Yeah. They did, I think, 18 hours and some odd minutes.
Well, yeah, but was it one pilot nonstop?
No, they could
No, see, I want to see how far I can push it. One pilot nonstop. See, that's
Okay,
the
so you
record I wanna
definitely
set
need
is
astronaut diapers.
In other
You
words,
sure
I'm
are.
going to go out to the circle with 5 gallons of fuel, and just keep changing the fuel jug as I go.
You are a glutton for
You are
punishment,
getting
Lynn.
for
Good
punishment,
gracious.
aren't you? Yeah.
That's my idea. I'm not saying I'll ever do it, but that's what I would love to try and do.
Apparently, the last real men on Earth are in Canada, except for,
No, I wouldn't go that far.
except for in Ottawa.
Why? What's going on in Ottawa? Well, I know what's going on in Ottawa.
Yeah. we won't get into that.
No.
And, on the note of stupidity, though, Mac are being morons.
I don't even want to get into that either. That's another
Canadian
bad
Owners
topic.
and Pilots Association seem to be doing the same. I've got to address that. I'm president of the flight out here, and I got a generic email to all members regard something about drones and wanting to establish a COPA flight in Edmonton. Well, we already have a frickin' COPA flight. I'm president of it. And so tonight, before I go to bed, I think there's going to be a polite nasty gram heading to Ottawa for COPA headquarters.
Oh, boy. It never ends, does it? There's
Nope.
there's a post on the stunt forum, and it's from a former president of AMA, where he says, "What's going on?" He says, "I was in office when we established the
He was the president of MAC,
Yeah.
Gordon
Well,
Van Tigham. Yeah.
Anyway, so, and yeah, that's who it was, Gordon Van Tigham. Anyway, maybe they'll get some movement with those two starting it off.
I thought his post was fantastic, and I said so right below him.
Yes, you
Yeah,
did.
it was excellent.
Yes. Yeah, it was very good.
Yeah. Yes, you did. And
I'm not happy with MAC. I'm not happy with the leadership of MAC right now at all.
well,
There's not much I can do about it.
these things too shall pass.
Yeah.
John, your cat wants to be a TV star. Where's the puppy
Yeah.
hiding?
The puppy's sleeping right over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, leave him
Yeah,
alone.
cute little
Don't get
dog.
him going.
When I bring my pizza in, he'll be up and he'll be
Oh, okay.
He loves pizza. I've
you
never
go.
seen a dog that loves pizza as much as that. And it doesn't matter whether I give him the whole pizza or if I just give him the crust, whatever I give him. Yeah, I know.
So,
I know.
has anybody done any building? I know that Trian's been working on his plane, and Lynn, you was building up a storm. How about you, Phil? You done any building or anything?
I finally got my Vector ready to fly again after the crash last fall when the battery ejected out the top. I was
Okay.
going to take it in the morning, but we've been having, the nights are so gorgeous you wouldn't believe that the days the wind blows so hard. So I'll probably just fly
Blowing a
through.
hoolie every day.
Yeah. It'll blow the hat off your head. I'm not kidding you. I don't know what
Man.
that 35 miles an hour out there today. I took my little meter out there and measured it, 35-mile-an-hour gusts.
Wow.
And
Wow.
tonight I just walked the dog before I got on here. There's no wind stirring at all out there tonight.
I guess you're gonna have to put lights on your airplane.
I've thought about that one time.
Speaking of that, remember that guy I was talking about, the guy that built the ringmaster in his room with the VFC?
D.
No,
It's
no.
not D Hill, but
Not D, but he's from the New Jersey area, and he plays
Yeah.
piano bar, and he's very quick on the comebacks and jokes there, but he's a big guy, and I'll think of his name in a minute. But anyway, we were flying at the SIG contest, and he was there, and we went out to get some pizza, and when we came back, 4 or 5 of us, we looked, and we see, before we get there, we see this light streaking up and over the arc like that. It was a light. Those phosphorus things that he broke those and taped them on his airplane.
Wow.
And he had several of them on there. So, and he was out there, and it was dark. There's no moon, just dark.
oh man.
And you could hardly tell where the ground was. But he was out there flying, and he says, "Boy, this is great." And he was flying a great pattern. He says, "There's a lot of light traces. You can see where you're going."
Yeah.
And he was yelling out from the center of the circle. And he got done, and he says, "Okay, what do you want me to do now?" And I said, "Do an upside down triangle." By golly, he did it.
Wow.
And he
tell
just
you
went
what.
into the ground, and you couldn't see the ground.
Wow. Maybe just muscle reflexes, maybe.
That's something that people forget when they try stuff like that. When you try something like that at night, you can get disoriented. If you're going to put lights on the plane, you need to put at least 4 out on the ground so you can tell where you are in relation to the ground, because there is no horizon when it's dark. That's like being up in a real airplane flying over the desert. I mean, that's scary. You want to fly, you want to learn to fly on instruments. By George, you'll learn to fly on instruments.
Oh yeah.
Now I know that's
The
nothing
guys
for
in
Mark.
the guys in
that-
RC kind of perfected this type of flying. Then they fly at nighttime a lot. So what they do, they put some lights on the wingtips of the wing
Mhm.
that shoot the fuselage. They
Yeah.
flood the fuselage and the wings at the same time. So with that, you can see the whole plane quite
Oh, yeah.
clearly.
They
That's a
got
good
these
idea.
foamies now.
Oh, it's a good idea.
They
So
got
there
these
you
little
go.
foamies now that they put lights in and the whole plane glows.
So there you go, Phil. You got some ideas for flying at night now instead of 35-mile-an-hour gusts.
Nah, they close it. Problem is they lock the park up. You know, sun
Oh.
goes down, they lock the park so you can't get in there. But they had to do something to keep the idiots in the four-wheel drives from destroying the place. So
Yeah,
John,
yeah.
Tony Lang.
Tony
Tony
Lang.
Lang, that's the guy.
That's
That's
the
the
guy.
guy.
Tony Lang.
He came the year I went. He was in his room at the hotel, and I thought, what in the heck is this guy doing? I'm walking out to the park. I mean, walking out to the hotel to go out to the field, Silverbell Park, and he's in there building like a son of a gun. I said, what in the world is he doing? So I didn't know him, and I didn't know anything about him. But every year he used to come, and he'd build a plane in his hotel room, and then come out and fly it on.
That's awesome. We had a guy who
Friday
used to
and
do that
Saturday.
at the Canadian Nats.
Yeah, but he came the year I was there. He built a Stuka.
Wow.
Stuka. I forgot his name. It was not the old time version, but the classic version of the Stuka Stunner.
Yeah. Well, that goes right with the music that he wrote about the Stuka Stunt Blues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was it. And he flew that thing. The monocoque was loose. It was not that pretty, but he flew a good pattern with it. And it was a 2-day build.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that the Don Still Stuka?
Don Still Stuka. That's it.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of the name.
Well, I got his room one year, the one he normally got. I got his room the next year, and he must have spilled a lot of dope in there because you could still smell it.
I tell you what, I checked into a hotel room I went to a contest last spring. It was in Vic, what's the name of that place I went to above Raleigh? It's not Roanoke Rapids. Where is it? Roanoke Rapids. Okay, I can't never remember. Anyway, I checked into this hotel and the pot smell was so bad in there you couldn't breathe. I told the guy, I said, my God, who's been staying in this place? He said, well, we mostly cater to truck drivers. I said, you got some pothead truck drivers. I'm going to tell you that.
What's the problem with that, man?
I don't smoke.
What's wrong with that?
I tell you one worse than that. I can't smell.
Oh.
But that was so bad you could taste it.
Oh wow.
It was strong.
You got a free base, not a free base, but it's not what's the opposite of contact high there, Mike?
Oh,
out of the air. You know, you was able to get high on that just sitting in the room.
I think I could have if I'd stayed, but it was also such a fly trap. I asked for the hotel that was the closest to the field, and it was right across the road. But after I checked into the place and I called my buddies, I found out they were all staying 5 miles down the highway. I figured out why. So I went down there too. I checked out there and went down, checked into the Red Roof Inn. Whew. Lord have mercy. Man, that place was awful.
Let me welcome Sparky and Dennis. Thank you guys for coming in. Appreciate it.
No problem. Well, Charles,
Sparky,
with all this stuff.
that lady, did you airbrush that, Sparky?
I'm airbrushing it on this.
Oh, okay.
Sparky, you're stepping up in the world here.
Man, that is really pretty, Sparky. I mean,
Well, Charles,
understand.
with all the stuff I need to do tonight, I guess I'd better sign off here pretty quick.
All right.
Do you want me to show that vector again?
Yeah.
I got to sign off here and get a bunch of stuff done tonight. Did you want me to show that vector again, or?
Yeah, sure. Because Dennis and Sparky haven't seen it, and I don't think Phil did. And, I don't think Carl. And maybe Lynn
yeah,
either.
for you guys, the wing is resurrected from a wreck. It was an ARF wing that I got given to me with some engines, and I think the engine on it might have been the one that was in the crash because it's got some grass crap and stuff on it, but that I haven't cleaned off yet. So I just slapped together a profile.
Oh,
cool. All right.
Very good.
Good job.
Cool.
Nice.
So
I got
work, kind of fancy and made up the aluminum gear off of the full regular vector kit, the same idea.
Oh,
and then molded in a 3/8 G cowl. I've got two 16th-inch doublers and then the tripler.
Oh, I want that
So it should be
propeller.
good.
You got to rev up EW on there.
Yeah.
Rev up 11.6 EW. Yeah, I still got a
Oh,
box
you
full of them.
turkey. I've been looking for some of those. I can't find them.
They're
Nice.
Those are
unobtainium.
really good props.
Yeah,
Those are
they
really
are.
good
They
props.
were sort of like the dream prop, the ideal prop for the Super Dagger anyways.
Yeah.
See how it works on this. I'll use up beaters first though, till I get comfortable with the airplane.
I'm glad to hear that because those props are hard to find and they're great props.
I think the term for them is unobtainium.
That's it. That's what they're made out of.
you know, I bought two of them at VSC a couple years ago.
This toolbox, did you steal them out of?
Nah, I purchased them.
I tell you what, if you're into old model airplanes, classic model airplane stuff or old time model airplane stuff, and Datsun Roadsters, they're both made out of the same material, unobtainium.
Yeah.
Parts are just, I would have to be the one to get into two hobbies at the same time that everything's unobtainium. It's ridiculous.
You know, I bought them from that guy, that traveling hobby shop. You know, guy
Yeah, I met
travels-
him. I met him at Triple Tree last year.
I met
That
him
was
at
amazing.
VSC, and he travels the whole nation.
Yeah, that thing, it's amazing. He parks his van and then he sets up a tent thing and then he starts setting up the stands and the tables. You can't believe that much stuff came out of that darn van.
Right. And he charges you whatever the price was back in the day.
Yeah, I
Wow.
bought a SIG Twister for $65.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it. I got it home and mentioned it to somebody and ended up donating it to somebody. One
And
of
I
the
have
guys
his
was trying
card, but you know, if you have his card, you can call him and he'll ship
Mhm.
it. Even if he's out, you know, someplace else, he'll ship it to you.
I had his card, but I don't know what I've done with it.
Yeah, I had his card too. I don't know where I did with mine either. But he said that you just call him. If he has it, he'll ship it to you.
Yeah. He's a neat guy.
Robert,
Get off the phone.
Yeah,
Robert,
so I'm hoping to get the nose glass tomorrow night, depending if how late I fly, and maybe Sunday night get this thing glued together, ready for covering and finishing. I'm just
That'd be
gonna
neat.
use iron-on film for the wings and tail, and probably paint the fuse because I've never had iron-on stick worth a damn to fiberglass anyway.
No, you won't. You won't. The
We'll be
waxy
fine on the
stuff-
wing. Yep.
The waxy stuff in the
Yeah.
fuselage and the epoxy just, I don't know. If you're gonna ever want to try it, be sure you go over all the fiberglass stuff with acetone. And I mean, go over it several times to get rid of all that waxy residue, or it won't.
Yeah,
stick.
something else I found works on it too is hit it with some primer and then a
Well,
bit of
yeah.
high solids or something, sand it down. It seems to stick reasonably well to that.
Yeah. I haven't tried that, but that makes sense. That makes sense. Well, you have a good time with whatever you're doing tonight.
Mark Lumen's got his
Yeah,
hand.
paperwork.
Oh, Mark
Okay.
does have his hand up.
Hey,
What's
Mark.
up, Mark?
Hey, well, thanks, Robert, for coming in. Have a
Yeah,
good
catch you later.
training class tomorrow.
Hey guys, does anyone have
Hang on,
some,
Tryon. I'm sorry, Tryon. Hang on one second. Mark Lumen had a question. He had his hands raised. Just a second.
Where'd he go?
Where'd you go, Mark? Or where? Maybe I'm missing you. Let me see here. Gallery.
I don't
Mark,
see it either.
hold on. Mark texted me. He's been having problems with Zoom. He's been getting booted in and out. So that's
Okay.
probably what's happening with Mark.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Go ahead, Tryon. I'm sorry. I cut you off. I saw his hand was raised.
Okay, well, quick and dirty question, more of a request. Does anyone has some nitrate dope that perhaps they don't want to use anymore or have to spare? I need a little bit just to do a fuselage. And
If I did, I would send it to you. But
Yeah, I've never even tried nitrates.
I
I've
will
never even
look
had it.
tomorrow, Trey, and I may still have a little bit. I don't know if I've got the thinner, but I think I've got about a pint of the dope. Won't be a pint, be half a pint of dope left. I may have, I'll check. If I do, I'll call you.
yeah, this I only need a little bit to put some paper on a fuselage. That's it.
I'll give you a call tomorrow if I've got it.
I have some. If Philip doesn't have it, see me. It's probably costly to ship.
Yeah.
So Phil can just give it to you.
Yeah.
I have the
I've
same
got it.
problem.
If I've
They
got
probably
it, it's
won't.
yours.
I've got some, but I don't think they'll let me ship it out of the country, not for a reasonable amount of money.
Isn't that the truth these days?
No,
All right, I gotta ask, what does your shirt say, Lynn? I saw something Beanfield and something squirrels.
it says Beanfield, home of combat, fun, moose, and squirrel. It's a
Yeah, I see
great
the
shirt.
Beanfield. Yeah.
Lord
it's a
have
great-
mercy.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
a
yeah,
great
okay.
shirt. It's from many years ago.
Moose and
I like
Rocky
squirrel.
and Rocky and
Rocky
Rocky
Bullwinkle.
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 Moose and
Oh yeah,
squirrel.
I can't say,
Yeah.
I remember Natasha, but I can't remember what the villain's name is.
yeah,
Boris.
Chris Badnoff.
Boris.
yeah.
Boris
2008 Grand Prix in Dresden, Ontario.
How about
Very
that? That's
cool.
cool. That's cool.
Very nice.
I used to many moons ago, I worked for Spectre Corporation, and we made equipment that made T-shirts.
Okay.
I used to wear mine defiantly blank.
All right.
Somebody asked me, why do you do that? I said, well,
One thing
when
you
you've
gotta
seen
remember,
everything that can be put on a T-shirt,
all these batteries are not gonna fit. I mean,
I tell you. Mike, what is that plane with a 300 on the front of it? Is that an extra 300?
I muted you, Mike. You got to turn your mic back on.
I thought I muted myself because I was making noise.
Oh, that's sharp.
Yeah, that is nice looking.
That is
Wow, that is
sharp.
really nice looking.
Electric RC. That's
I'm
pretty.
sorry. Hang on one second. I didn't make you big, Mike. Just a second.
Oh, that's all right.
Oh, there you go. Now you're big.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah, they just
300.
they hot glue these plastic battery trays in there to the foam, and they don't stick really good. So
Yeah.
I'm epoxying them in, and then the Velcro is just sticky back Velcro, which peels right off the plastic. So I'm gluing that in too. But these are all these planes you're going to see me working on tonight. These are all these planes I won in the raffle site. I got 4 of them in here. I got the Extra, the biplane, the AgCat, and the Mustang. And
Wow.
got batteries for everything. We just haven't had good weather to fly, and haven't had the didn't have the Velcro right yesterday, so we weren't able to fly.
You switching them over to control line?
No, they're all RC.
Because I bet that'd be a good control line airplane.
I was going to
It
say one of
looks
the,
like it would.
Actually,
Yeah,
actually, I don't think it would, and I'll tell you why. Because one of the guys that used to fly here in Nashville with us years back, he's the one that he would take the Hangar 9 Warbird ARFs and convert them over to control line. So he did like the Mustang, the P-51, the P-40 Warhawk, and the Corsair, all the 60 size ones. Well, he had the idea to take a 46 size stunt plane. It wasn't the Extra or the Laser. It was a Sukhoi. You guys familiar with the Sukhoi?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Very similar to this, and it was about the same size. It was a 46 size. It was built up, balsa, ply, and monocoat. And he put a Super Tiger 51 on it, thinking it would make a decent control line airplane, but it flew like crap. We could never get it to really do what it needed to do. You could
What are
fly.
the numbers? What are
You
the
could-
numbers on it?
I don't know off the top of my head. It would fly flat and level fine, and it would do a loop if you were very gentle with it. But basically, it stalled in every maneuver. If you tried to do anything with it, it would mush out. It would
Flaps
just
are too big. Yeah, flaps are too big. That's
So,
Remember that one model that what's his name? Not Dubjet, but the
Richard Oliver.
Oliver. He had that China models kit.
Yeah, it flew
Yeah.
amazing.
To it, and that thing was nice. And a friend of mine, Walter Hicks, he got a China model RC
It's
plane.
It's unfortunate. I tried to look up one of those airplanes a number of years ago, and they stopped making it very quickly, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Right. He put a CAS K-77 in his, and he said it flew really nice.
Yeah, they had one of those years ago that they mentioned in Pampa,
Frank Williams flew one at the Nats, and he did rather well with it.
Yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
that
I
was
remember
another one.
that airplane.
That was another one that they just quit making it just right after we heard about it. You couldn't get them anymore.
Yeah.
What was
That
it?
just flew amazing.
What
I
was
came
the
home,
Sig?
tried to
Was it
order
Sig
one, didn't get
laser?
it.
Bring me the biplane.
Was it Cigar for laser?
It wasn't a
No,
laser. it was
Score.
yeah.
Score.
No, that
well,
was Top Flight. Sorry.
Top Flight was a Score, yeah.
The SIGARF was a primary force.
No,
I didn't like the score
no,
at
this
all,
is
man.
this is an RC plane. And
Oh,
it
I
was
thought you were
converted-
talking control line. Sorry.
Well, they
Frank
converted
Williams
it-
flew an extra 300. It's very
This
similar
was-
to what Mike's got there.
It was an extra
That's what we're
300
talking about.
that I
Extra
ordered.
300. Yeah.
It
That
was
was
extra 300 that I ordered, and I've never gotten one, so I'm drawing one up downstairs. I'm gonna try to build one with removable wings and everything, and electric, and see if I can make it.
And
Take
then
apart.
then that guy from Brazil had that extra 300 down at Joe Nall that flew
Yeah,
rather
he sure
well.
did. He sure did. That one was really nice. Had his college name on it. I can't remember what it was now, but I've got a lot of pictures of it. Yellow one, all yellow with black
Yeah.
letters.
Tim just had an extra 300. There was talk of using right rudder, and he used a bunch of right rudder in his extra three. I got a picture of it. I'll look for it.
All righty. So
I'll tell you
Dennis,
what,
you're
there's-
awful quiet tonight, Dennis. Anything going on with you?
Just awful quiet.
That's fine. Thanks for coming in anyways.
boy, Dennis, since you got those earphones with the mic mount, right? I've not seen any audio problems like you used to have. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it
Hear
is.
everything you say now.
That's because I've been quiet lately, John. So
Is that it?
that's it.
Oh me.
I'm sure you haven't had one of your best weeks, Dennis. I'm sure it's been tough.
Well,
Yeah, I
actually,
bet it has.
it got a little worse, and then it got
Uh-oh.
yeah.
Oh no.
Okay, we lost Dave on Sunday, but my mother-in-law died on Tuesday.
Oh
Oh
no.
no.
But unlike Dave, she was not a surprise. All right, she'd
Okay.
been sick, going downhill along. She was in hospice care and everything like that. But it's like I've had enough for 1 week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yesterday we were over at Dave's house trying to make some sense out of his airplane stuff, at least. His kids are trying to get his estate all cleaned up and everything like that. Again, it came as a big surprise to everybody. And there were a lot of things he would have done. He would have prepared better if he had known what was happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
So at any rate, I'm trying to sort out a bunch of his airplanes and stuff, and seeing what we can save and seeing what we got to pitch and whatever else. Try to figure out what to do with all those. These had some printed motor mounts that we're not even sure what who they were for or anything like that. And so I don't know. We're gonna try to keep making those.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah,
Glad to hear that.
but it's going to be, I'd say that's a long-term solution, meaning we don't know exactly how and
soon?
when that's going to take off. But my nephew's has the expertise to do all the printing and stuff like that. One of the things they're trying to do is they're breaking into his computers. He didn't share his passwords with his kids, if you can imagine that. And so they're trying to, they opened up a couple of his laptops, and they still haven't been able to open up his phone. And they're just, that's what they're doing. That's the kind of week they've been having, going through stuff like that. And my brother Arch and I went over there just to the airplane stuff, just to get it out from underfoot, because they're eventually here, and not, they're going to be selling the house, so they're going to have to empty it out, clean it up and everything like that, get it ready to go. That's not going to happen right away either. So it's just, so yeah, between that, of course, my mother-in-law, they were all ready for her and they had all their preparations made and what they were gonna do, what they weren't gonna do and all that kind of stuff. So my wife's been taking that really well because she was, I think felt prepared for it. And I will tell you, we're taking a trip next week.
Back to Michigan.
We are taking a trip next week and it's going to be a, disconnect the phone kind of trip and we'll go from there. So,
Sounds like a good idea.
yeah.
Good idea.
Yep. That's what you need.
Yeah.
So now that I'm the downer here, let's get back to talking here. Charles, wave your airplane around. Let's get back to that.
Get back to Molly. Thank you for that intro. Appreciate it. Back
Denny,
to Molly Aviation.
Denny, there was some talk before you got on here about inline airplanes and what the question was raised about your Magistar with the V-tail on it. Was that inline and was it affected by downwash or anything like that?
I think I always mounted the V tails on the thrust line, but of course, because they rise up, they were on a 30-degree angle per side. They got out of the way of the wing in a hurry, but they still stayed in the accelerated prop wash. I always thought that was a good idea. Maybe a little stronger because they weren't blanketed by the wing hardly at all. All right. Maybe a little bit right at the root, as it was clearing the wing and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I think there's something to that. I know, and of course, we never built inline airplanes because you could never get the vertical CG right unless you did a side mount. And then even then, you had to mess around. You had no way to offset the weight of the landing gear or anything like that. So nobody really did a decent, in my mind, nobody ever did a decent inline airplane.
Uh-oh.
Got a change. You can sneak the battery up or down a little bit to overcome the weight of the landing gear, but everything else you can put right in line. So I haven't built anything dead in line. I don't know if it's an advantage or not, but I know that there's a lot of people building a lot of really good airplanes that are built in line. So it's
guys out here are doing it.
Yeah.
Lou Wolgast has his Pentastar, which is an inline, and watching him fly it flies pretty good.
Yeah, it does. That's one of his better flying planes. He's told me.
Wasn't GeoXL inline?
No, it's a Pentastar. It's called a Pentastar.
But I know, but what I'm saying, the Pentastar looks like a dead off copy to me of Bill Werbich's GeoXL. It looks like he just restyled it a little bit. And when I asked Lou about it, he says, well, I had seen the Geo. That's as close as it get, but
yeah.
I think it's
I think it's in line. I have a plan for it downstairs.
Yeah, I do too.
Well, Lou used to build inline airplanes. I think even going way back to that Mirage jet.
That's right. That's right.
Pretty sure that was an inline airplane.
His half A was it Mirage was all inline. That's right.
Yeah. So I think he's been on that page for a long time. So
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if the Pentastar was inline just cause. But
I think first and second places at the Nats this year were inline airplanes. That doesn't mean they work or anything.
No,
not at all.
And they don't necessarily fly too good in the wind either, do they, Howard?
Yeah, that's funny. Hey, I want to interrupt for a second because Mark Blooming's been trying to get my attention, and I keep
Mark's
missing him.
had his hand up for a long time. Well, he's gone again.
Well, Mark, did you want to say something, Mark? I didn't get to you earlier.
My bad. Okay. I don't know. Something's up with the internet. I guess the company installed some new tracking device on my computer. So taking all my bandwidth or something. I just had some for Howard and Vortex Generator people. I test flew a guy's Sportsman 2 that he just finished building today, and he had some interesting Vortex generators. If I can, I'm on my iPhone, so I hope I can figure out how to share the screen here.
Tell me how if you figure it out.
But yeah, Let me try this first. Okay. Only the host can share in this meeting. Huh.
Let me fix that. That's something I forgot to do. Thank you for catching that.
Okay.
Okay, that's
Well,
fixed.
Howard, you need to turn your camera around. You're showing your feet instead of your
Well, I
face.
was got something else there.
Oh, okay.
So go ahead, Mark. I fixed it.
Well, okay. Let me work on trying to see how to share it first, and then I'll hop back in a second so don't end up showing you 397 photos. It may get me in trouble. So,
and then Lynn, did you have something you want to say, Lynn? I saw you wave. Okay.
No, I'm good. That was a while ago. I forgot what it was. I'm old.
Oh God, you're in the same boat I'm in.
Oh, no, Julian.
It's CRS.
Yep.
Can't remember stuff.
No argument from me whatsoever.
No, I know.
So, I had a discussion with Wendy Warnowski when I was designing my plane, and he had some comments that he made some comments. In the past, he also built a inline plane and also built up several planes, obviously. But he said as he started to move his horizontal up further and further up in cleaner and cleaner air, then the planes, they just flew better all the time. So that was kind of my decision, and I kind of agreed with the philosophy that being in clean air. But that's I'm gonna stop talking about it. Go ahead, Mark.
I think it's shared, right?
Yep, I see it.
I got it.
Interestingly enough, I know this is big airplane stuff, but I was thinking of a application for this, or just something to play with at some point, with vortex generators. These vortex generators are look quite different. They were supposed to decrease the stall speed. What we found though was we got about a 6 knot decrease in the stall speed. Even at high speed and low speed, but the controls became absolutely more crisp.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And my thoughts, if you look at the shape of it,
there
was, I haven't seen anything like this. And I said, well, let's try it and see what happens. And, he took his heart medicine. We went out and made things work. He closed his eyes a couple of but it's just it was just an interesting airfoil design, and the thing that kind of made me think a little bit, is I mean, it would be kind of complicated to build, but like I say, it had more it done more to increase the efficiency of the controls than it really made a difference in the stall speed.
Really?
How far on the wing is it?
Sorry?
How far back on the wing is it? Looks
It's
like
not quite to the high point,
yeah.
Yeah, you see, it's actually on the downside of the leading edge, which again, if aerodynamically, I don't know, Howard, you're thinking the same thing, I mean, how would it direct it back down to flow over the controls there? But apparently there was a big difference. We even actually come back down. We took them off, done another flight, and got back to the same. I'm not going to say sluggish controls, but back to the original. Put them back on, and ailerons, at least were very crisp and different. So. Yeah.
Cool.
My thought there was, elevator.
Yeah.
How many of them how close were they spaced?
Yeah, there were 3 on each wing. I didn't do a very good job taking pictures of the whole thing because it's just one of those things was trying to get done. But there was 3 on each wing, and only on top, which very, very strange.
That's probably because you didn't plan on flying upside down much.
Yeah, not
that.
Stunting it.
Yeah, yeah. You can land on a postage stamp with it. We were getting like 300-foot landings out of it. But
what kind of airplane?
It's a Glass Air Sportsman.
Oh,
Oh, Sportsman, that's a nice airplane.
It's a composite / fiberglass.
Yeah, it's mostly fiberglass, but I've seen one or two of those. Those are nice. There's a big
Man.
group of those guys that meet around here that I run around with a couple of guys who built different airplanes, and those glass planes are starting to show up more and more. They're really nice. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't well, you can't knock them. They're beautiful airplanes, and they're fast and light.
Yeah, we had me and him and a 60-pound lab in there, so it's
nothing worse than an airship lab.
just design with those, and I things like that aerodynamically get my brain turning, and sometimes I can't figure it out, and probably it's just alien technology at some point.
Did you say there is only 3 per wing, 3 per
Yeah.
side?
Yeah.
Roughly equally spaced, or they were all out by the ailerons, or how was that?
They were pretty equally spaced. Which he said it was one of the kits that they offered, and it's kind of a square wing anyway, so there's no taper to the wing,
Right.
so you would think there would be more at the inside toward the root, but they were equally spaced. So
Who makes them?
well, I think that just a Glass Air, or it may have been some aftermarket people who done it with the kits. I got to talk to him a little bit more tomorrow. He may want to fly a little bit tomorrow. But yeah, like I say, just interesting design, and the end result of increasing the control response was very interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, if you take a example, and this I'm just talking discussion, is you take a smaller elevator, you're not going to increase its square footage, but you could increase its effectiveness, if you want to put it.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, yeah.
Question, kind of along the same lines, and those real full-scale aerobatic planes, they have the spats. Are they called spats? Is that what they're called? How come we don't try the spats on our stunt ships?
Spades.
Spades.
Oh, spades? Okay.
Spades. And it's usually a control balance is the spades.
Yeah.
I'm putting those on my Super Sportster, but how they're going to work, I don't know. But I remember reading an article. Somebody posted pictures of Rennie Berger's airplane, and he had them on his. And one of the guys that are smart enough that when he writes something, I pay attention, said that having those balanced elevators like that caused a problem, and having those fences, as he called it, on them could help balance out that problem. So I'm putting them on it. Whether it's right or not, I don't know, but we'll find out in a couple of months.
I've seen the spades more on ailerons than I've ever seen on.
Well, that's where I was going to put them too originally, but once I put them on the elevator, like Rennie did on his, I figure if you're going to build a guy's airplane, because he's been fairly successful with it, I mean, he won the worlds with it. You need to build it the way he had it, instead of trying to change it. So I thought I'd do that, but then I got the idea, why not? Since they're on the elevators and they look like they're not pretty, he just had them painted black. I decided to put them on the end of the flaps too, because on the Super Sportster, the flap starts out about 3 inches at the root, but about 15 inches out, they're about 1 inch. Very small flaps on this airplane. So I decided to put those on it just to see what it does. I mean, if it don't work, it just don't work, because they're going to be glued on. It's not going to be a temporary thing. They're going to be on there.
What are they?
It's just a little fence. It just looks like if you look at it from the end, it would look like a little, not really a triangle, because I don't like straight lines. Everything's got a slight curve to it, but it's basically a triangle that goes on the end of the flap, so that when the flap comes up, it's still, it's got something covered where the air can't just slide off the end. And the fences are go up a little further and down a little further than the elevator does. Our flap
is that kind of like what they have on the tail of the bear?
On the bear, yeah.
Okay.
Same idea.
I wondered about that. Okay.
It's gonna have it on the flaps.
Cool.
Yeah. I can't tell you if it works or not. I haven't flown it yet, but
Should
they're on there
increase,
if I ever get a chance to fly it.
it should increase the efficiency of the flap
Yeah,
because
I hope so.
it's fencing the air to stay on the flap instead of going off the end.
Sliding off the
Okay.
ends, yeah. We'll find out in a couple of months. I'll let you know when I get the plane finished. But it's a beautiful airplane, but it's it's a big plane and it's one piece, and I've got a small shop and it's a challenge. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Right.
Let me try to share something.
All right,
Go for
Howard.
Yeah. Allow Zoom to exit. Okay, change that. I'm working on sharing.
I see it's Howard's iPhone. Is that what you're sharing?
Well, okay. Here we go. Photos.
On mine, when I shared on the iPhone, because I know we talked about this last week, it actually gave me a window. It says allow access to photos, then choose photos, and it worked. So yeah.
Cool. Howard's in a dark room.
Yeah.
I think I lost
Yeah.
my back.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, let me.
Well, I see you, Howard.
Yeah, let me try share content again. Photos.
I see Charles.
All right.
Yeah, I was having a lot of trouble with, I think it was my internet connection, but yeah.
Oh, here we go. Well,
Real
whereas
quick. Go ahead.
Now Big John's up.
I was just going to ask Brendan real quick how things are going.
there we go.
Oops. Wait a minute, Brendan.
I hear you. We're doing all right. We're actually installing some Kevlar lead out lines right now. I'm tying them up.
Oh, good.
Perfect.
Yeah, so try and put us onto that, and yeah, we're tying those up, and that makes it awfully simple to deal with, and
For sure.
not have to worry about any kinks down the road or wrapping at least the internal part, wrapping it. Tryon talked about putting some shrink wrap on the outside of it just to make it look nice, aesthetically nice and whatnot, but I don't know. This is about as easy as it's done. I've wrapped the steel lines before, but I don't know. This is as easy as it gets. So that's what we're in the middle of doing right now.
Very good. Making progress.
Yeah, I think John, you weighed in on that one thread that we posted on Stunthangar about the control system and whatnot. And actually, a lot of people weighed in and just gave various ideas and stuff. So I don't
There's
know.
a lot of good ideas there, Brendan.
A lot of and some bad ideas too.
Yes. Yes.
But how are you
Yeah,
going to tell the difference?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
But to a new flyer, that can be challenging sometimes,
Yeah.
You know what? Some things kind of seemed common sense on. There were some responses that I was like, yeah, I don't know about that one. And then I remember getting a personal message from someone who said, yeah, don't do that. So a couple things, it already didn't make sense. I was like, yeah, I don't think so. And then I got a personal message from Dan Berry, I think it was. Yeah, I haven't settled on what we're going to go with, but it seems pretty simplistic. Now, I will ask this. So I've got a carbon fiber rod, and I know people were saying that if you take the 440 threads and you put a left thread on one end, a right thread on the other, it makes it easily adjustable to the field. So,
Right. But are you going to do that on a bell crank to flap horn push rod?
What's that?
You don't really, I don't think in all the years I've been building that I no, I don't think I ever had to adjust the bell crank to flap horn push rod. Imagine you could get to that, but usually when you set it up, you're pretty open and you got a good idea of what you're looking at. The one you need to be able to have that flexibility on is the flap to elevator.
Right. And that's where I planned on putting it. I guess my thing is that, you know, I've got some long 440 screws. If I just cut those, the heads off of them, am I able to epoxy those in one direction and then essentially flip it around the other way? And then you have your left and your right threads on both ends?
No, you're going to have to have a
No.
left-hand thread screw for
Yep.
one end.
Yep.
Okay.
If you turn it
so
around, if you turn it around, it's still right hand.
I guess my thought is if I cut the head off of a screw, and correct me if my thinking's wrong. If I cut the head off of 2 screws, that as long as you kind of reverse the direction of the 2 screws, you have a left and then a right.
No.
No.
They're gonna have a right hand.
It
I did
doesn't.
that one time, Brandon. I fell for that, and thankfully it was on a profile that I could take the thing off, take the horn off, and do it by hand. Because if you turn a right hand screw around, it's still a right hand screw.
Okay.
But,
Yeah.
but
You could look at it in a mirror.
Yeah, but when you go to glue those in to a carbon fiber push rod, your best bet is get some pipe cleaners and some 91 alcohol and clean them real good. I don't mean just go in there one time. I mean scrub that sucker.
Okay.
And then get some. It's not just epoxy. It's JB Weld and JB welded in. But
Yep.
be sure and wrap the outsides of that. I'm talking too loud.
And the
Be sure
most
and
important thing is on that screw, take a cutoff wheel and notch some notches in it so that the screw has something to grab the JB Weld with.
Damn, Sparky, you beat me to it. I was just going to chime in and say that, Sparky.
Yeah, just dense. But
Take your smallest.
You also need to wrap the outside of that carbon tube with some string, or everybody uses something different. I've seen people use dental floss. I've seen people use just thread.
Yeah, I use copper wire. Fine copper wire works.
Fine copper wire works great. I've even taken a piece of aluminum tubing that fits just over it and made a little half-inch piece of aluminum tubing and gone over it.
Yeah.
And I worked the ends of it down where it was tapered on the ends before I put it on there. That made for a real nice finished looking one.
That's just so it can't separate or crack or anything on the end.
It keeps the rod from cracking.
And also what I do is I scuff the inside of the tube before you glue the threaded part in too, because otherwise you're trying to glue it into a smooth surface and it will let go.
Yep.
Okay. Then before you glue it in, go in about an inch or 2 on one end. Take your smallest drill and drill a little tiny hole, just so that, because when you push those in, you're compressing the air in there, and if you don't keep them under something blocking it, so the air will push them out before it cures.
Yeah, or put something on either end so it can't go anywhere.
Right. Because you got to make that arrangement. Whatever. If you do the little hole, once you've got them and they've set, you can take a little epoxy and fill the hole.
Fill the hole up.
Okay.
Yeah, Tom Morris showed me when I was down at his place. He takes them and he'll make both ends up at the same time, but he puts it down between two. I can't remember what he used, but he had something that went up to the end of it so that it could not expand, because it will. The expanding gas from the JB Weld or epoxy will blow the tubes out.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah, I actually nailed mine to a piece of wood. I had 2 nails, one on each end, so it couldn't move.
Yeah. I can't remember what Tom used, but whatever it was neat.
That suggestion I made about the belt crank push rod.
Yep.
Okay. I've done that on the last 7 airplanes and it has worked perfect. Threaded rod by itself is not that strong because of the threads, diminishing the diameter. But when you get that smaller carbon fiber tube that just slips over that 440 rod, okay, the way you do it is you cut the threaded rod, screw on your threaded not your thread rod, the end. You know what I'm trying to say? Those ball ball link. Screw on the ball link on one end, take your threaded rod, put a little bit of epoxy up about an inch or so in from the end on the other end, and just slip it in and turn it, twist it way through, and you're running that epoxy in there so it's not going to move around. Now you've got the metal center and the carbon fiber outer that really makes that rod stiff. Now you can take and put the ball link on the other end, screw it in, and you can adjust that. You cut it to, figuring how much you want inside. You can adjust that to where you get zeroed on your belt crank and on your flap, and now you're ready to close it up. If that's what you want. Yeah, and you don't have to worry about that push rod, belt crank, link, distance, anything anymore.
All right. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I don't know. I had a lot to digest, and I'm actually going to mark this. People are talking about notes and writing their notes. One thing that I do is that if there's something that's important that comes down this call, I'll go to an email of mine where I'm keeping running tabs of it, write the time and the date of this, and I can go to that email at any point and, search in that email for the word bell crank, and then
good idea.
Note, and then go right back to these things. So, if I forget what was said right here at this moment, I can go back 2 months from now and check those notes and figure it out.
That's a good idea.
I do.
Yeah, I try to keep it all up here, and obviously I'm getting to the age where not everything is coming out the same way it went in.
Yeah, but that point that I made about like putting it in an email, especially the Gmail side of things, your ability to search, for any word in a Gmail, I type in bell crank, I'll get whatever 10 emails I got that have the word bell crank in it. So like that type of ability to search a document like that and find exactly what you're looking for, I don't know, it's kind of invaluable to me.
It only takes a few seconds to do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Brendan, is it a profile?
What's that?
Is it a profile that you're building?
Yeah, it's a profile Fanterized twister. I think we're going to buy the. We talked about it, I think, last call about the 20.2 built up front end that Dennis makes for the Brodak kits.
2022.
Yeah, I mean, if on the other side of the coin, and guys, correct me if I'm wrong, if you're looking for the true adjustability versus having the left-hand thread and the right-hand thread, if you do in fact put since it is a profile, you do in fact put a ball end, the bell crank to the flap with your normal right-hand thread, normal threads, and then one to your elevator, achieve the same adjustability as having a left and right hand thread on either end of the rod. Is that correct, or am I leading them astray?
I think you're leading them astray.
Okay, could be. Yeah.
When I want to try to go where I can twist the carbon fiber rod, so it's like a turnbuckle. I go to the hobby store and I buy tie rods for the RC cars made out of titanium, and you can get a right-hand thread and a left-hand thread of them, and they fit right in. They fit right in that smaller carbon fiber rod, and but again, you got to drill a hole or something because that air pressure, as you push it in, will pop them out before they cure. But that way you get it. I've never found it that difficult just to take. If I want to make adjustments, I just take the one end off and twist the one end of or shorten it at the one end. It doesn't.
You guys make it difficult.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah.
Okay, Sparky, give us your best.
Make it right the first time, then you ain't got to mess with it. Make it right the first time.
Yeah, but what if you wind up turning a little tighter inside than outside?
Well, you didn't build it right. You didn't do it right.
I can't. That's an argument I can't agree with, because I've built and bench trimmed and everything, and got it just on the dead nuts with all the incidence meters and the flat, all of that. I go out there and I still turn in tighter outside than inside.
Yeah, well, you're just a sloppy builder like me. I have to do the same thing.
You know, that might be the problem, Howard.
What do you call those RC car? What?
Turnbuckles.
Well, they're not turnbuckles. They're tie rods.
Tie rod.
Tie rod ends.
I got a couple of them. I don't mess with that stuff no more.
I think I've told you guys, I don't even make mine adjustable, nothing. I don't even have an adjustable hatch in the airplane.
Hey, there's a good
Build it
builder.
right the first time.
That's right. I use that. I use bent over 332nd piano wire through the holes, and I make sure that the elevators and the flaps are level, and it's done. That's the end of it.
There you go.
Wheel collar on the other side of it and be done.
No wheel collars. No, I solder a washer on the end, and it's forever.
That's
Yep.
it.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I don't like. Yeah, I hate ball links. Like I won't use a ball link because I'm scared of the damn things. I've heard of so many guys that have had trouble with them letting go and stuff that I'm scared of them.
They lock up.
Yeah, I can't put it in. I just 332nd wire. If it was good enough for Aldrich and those guys in the day, it's good enough for me.
You're exactly on the way I do things with the 332nd wire. But think about this.
Yeah.
The surface area on a ball link is 1/4 inch. If you look at the ball, it's 1/4 inch in diameter.
Yeah.
The surface diameter of a 332nd wire is 332nd.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
what's going to have less friction?
Yeah,
So you got freer controls with 332nd wire
yeah, a little bit.
and lighter.
Yeah. I mean, I still use the carbon fiber rods, but
Right.
I have the 332nd wire in both ends. And what I do is I bend it, drill a hole in the carbon fiber rod and poke it through and then stick a piece of doweling in, and that holds it in with epoxy,
Right.
and it can never slip.
That's a good way to do it too when you're going to be using that carbon fiber rod like the turnbuckle, because you know it's locked in. That's the old way of doing it, and it's still a good way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm going back to Fox 35s. They were good enough for Aldrich.
Hey, Steve. Thanks for coming in.
Hey, Steve, how are you?
And by the way, when I flew Sparky's plane, it turned the same inside and outside because I'm really fussy. That would have bothered me if it did that, and it didn't do that. It turned the same.
That plane was so light, it couldn't help but turn good. You still have that plane, Sparky?
Certainly.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
It's hanging right there on the wall. Right there.
That was one of the
There it
lightest
is.
ones that's one of the lightest ones I've picked up in a long time. And it was just a really good airplane.
It is a really good airplane.
Hey, let me ask real quick. One other thing about our twister build here, just on this on the wing. Should it be the straight line that it has, the edgy line, because it's the squared piece that turn 90 degrees, or is it more of a rounded shape on the end, or is that just up to personal preference and debate?
Personal preference, really.
Where's this?
Hang on. I can't answer any question. I'm watching this beautiful airplane here.
Okay.
It's bringing back memories.
Yeah.
Fond memories.
I need to refinish.
What's your question?
So the leading edge of the twister is, it's a 90, it's turned, what is it, 45 degrees. So it's just that real straight edge. But I got a rib here that's got more of the rounded look to it, that I was going to slap on the ends. Should I have this thing straight edged as it is with the kit, or rounded off, or is that again just more personal preference?
The leading edge?
Round your leading edge off, Brendan. Absolutely.
For sure.
Brendan, are you talking about where you got that was it? Is it 3/8 square piece that goes on the leading edge or quarter?
Yeah, that's what he's talking
That
about.
has to go in at the diagonal like that, and then you bring your leading edge sheeting down onto the flat there, and then you round the leading edge.
Does it even have sheeting on a twister? I don't think
doesn't
so.
have
No,
leading
no
edge
sheeting.
Then yeah, you're right. So back
But
up.
it's not supposed to be pointy and edgy like
That's
that.
right. It's
No.
supposed to be rounded.
Supposed to
That's
be
The
rounded.
better, the better.
Brandon, Brandon, look on the plan. There should be a leading edge airfoil shape on the plan. It'll say sand to shape.
Okay. I haven't
It's
looked
just
at that part yet.
It's
but
just about a quarter.
Whether or not there's one on the plan, the blunter, the better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
yeah,
Right on.
Angstrom found it here. So yep. All right,
Yeah,
will
the
do.
blunter, the better.
Take
Well,
a quarter and use it as a template. A quarter. Take a quarter and draw it on the end there and use that as a template.
That'll
Yeah.
do it.
Good
Or
idea.
you can even
Sure.
take a quarter and draw it on a piece of wood and just cut your piece of wood, and you're not using this piece, you're using this piece. And then you can lay it up against your wing as you go down and say, yeah, that's pretty close, and you're getting there.
I
A
got you.
template to use all the way down. It's the way we did on sailplanes, and it works just the same way on Stunner.
Yeah,
But-
you're making a guiding template.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I use this, one of those little cheap, small, well, they're not cheap anymore, little block plane. That's
Razor plane, a
Or
razor
you can-
plane.
You can
Razor
use something like this. See that? This is
Yeah.
That's
that'll
even
work.
better. That's
Oh,
even
yeah.
better.
that's
Yeah.
a sanding block with a round cut in it,
Beautiful.
different
Sure.
round.
Very
Where'd you
nice.
get that,
That's
Sparky?
nice.
The secret.
That,
He probably
Don't
had that
bring
thing
that
made.
anywhere with you. I'll steal it.
Ay,
Oy, oy, oy.
So Howard, did you ever figure out what you want to share with us, Howard?
Yeah, it's from a few conversations back. It's
well,
you're
that's an
talking about
airplane.
the Edge.
Yeah.
It's a Tim Just Edge, which he had right rudder in. And did that?
Yeah.
Am I sharing it now? No.
No,
Not yet.
Try that.
because
No.
Howard's phone.
All right. I don't know how to do it. Never
Mark,
mind.
why don't you step him through it? Maybe you both did iPhones, so what's he doing wrong?
I don't know if it's the same sequence, but I guess mine was pretty automatic. When I hit share screen, it just a window popped up and said, asked me if I wanted to access all photos, and I said yes. And when
Yeah.
I hit yes, it come up with all the photos, and I just hit the photos I wanted to share and hit share. So I don't know if it's the same or not.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. All right. Oh, huh. Well. There.
Here we go.
Oh,
All
there
right,
you
you
go.
did it, Howard.
Yeah. So that's an extra 300, I think, for the
Now,
Yeah.
right
The real
rudder.
one.
Yeah.
But it ain't
Tim just
control
flying
line.
that?
No.
That was not.
No, it's not control line. Now, how do I get out of here? Stop. There we go.
Yeah, don't swipe either way until you're ready.
Yeah.
You could have
Hey,
a
now
picture
that I
over
got
there you don't want to
now, maybe
share.
we'll find some other stuff.
Yeah.
That was a pretty plane.
That was a pretty plane. I took some pictures when Patty Wagstaff was in Winston-Salem for a show a few years ago. And I took some pictures of her plane and was over trying to get some pictures with a telephoto and didn't realize somebody was walking over beside me. And she walks up and she says, "Would you like to get some close-ups of it?" I said, "Yes, ma'am, but I don't think they'll let me get any closer." She says, "Well, I think I can get you over there with it." I looked up from the camera and it was Patty.
Yeah.
So we walked over and took some good pictures of her plane. She's a really sweet lady and a heck of a flyer.
Little bitty thing, but she's
She's tiny.
she's doing
tiny.
she's
Yeah,
doing
go ahead.
she's doing aerobatic instruction in Florida now.
Yeah. She said when she gave up flying, she was going to be an aerobatics instructor, and I had heard that's what she was doing. But she's a little tiny thing and just sweet as she can be. She walked up to me, and I mean, she's about she's about 5'0" and about that big around. But she's cute as she can be and as sweet as she can be. Man, she could fly that airplane. She did a thing where she did a big oval in the sky, but the plane is continually rolling as she did that. I cannot figure out how the heck she made those turns. But I tried to do it with an RC plane and about lost the plane. I don't know how the heck she did it, but she could fly, man. I'm telling you. She was very good and so smooth, just so smooth. She came in for a landing. You just wondered when the wheels touched.
Good night, all.
Hey, good night, Sparky.
Nice, Spark.
Sparky, I like your airbrush
Are
work,
you going to
buddy.
be
You're really getting good.
building tomorrow at Jordan's or?
I don't know. Depends on how cold it is.
Okay.
True.
All right. See you later.
See you later.
All right.
All right.
I'm anxious to see his half a. Oh, come on, Cobra, because I'm building one of those too. Nice little airplane. I got a 3-inch bell crank mine. I don't know what he's putting in his, but I've got a 3-inch corner mine. But I've got the same wing. He's got a little foam wing of it.
I'm going to go to Kansas City next week, and I'm going to finish Hellcat next week. It's been gassing off for a month and a half, so that's my excuse for not having it finished. So I'm letting it gas off.
It'll sand like butter. It'd be really easy to sand.
Man, I tell you what, today was so pretty. I told my wife, if it weren't blowing 35 miles an hour, I'd be out here spray painting. But if you take anything outside and put it on the stand, it'd blow away. It just made me sick. I was outside walking the dog in my shirt. I mean, it's just the wrong time of year to be walking around in your shirt sleeves. But the wind was blowing so hard you can't do anything. It's crazy.
We are so far from that up here. It's unreal.
Oh, I'm sure. It was. I tell you what gets me. It was 65 degrees.
Wow.
Now during other times of the year, 65 is cold. But right now, you walk outside at night and it's 30 degrees. It was 36 degrees a few nights ago, and I went out to take the trash out. I didn't get cold. I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
I came inside and I said, "Well, it just don't feel cold out there. What's going on?" But there's no wind blowing.
Hey, Len, we walk around in our shirt sleeves in the house, don't we?
You're darn right we do.
Yeah. Oh, you guys are too many. You guys are just too many.
Damn right we do.
But you guys are used to. We get cold. You guys get ridiculous. And Michigan is cold enough. Canada, no thanks.
Well, we're not. I'm only across the river from him.
Okay.
I'm at the south end of Canada. I mean, I'm really at the south end of Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, he may be further south than I am, actually.
I went to Alaska. I went to Alaska twice while I was National Service Tech.
Oh, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's real cold.
But even in the summertime, I mean, it was July, and you still needed a jacket.
Wow.
I just couldn't believe that nonsense. And then in the wintertime, when I went in the wintertime, I told you about that. You spit up and it freezes in the air. You hear it crack when it freezes, and then it hits the sidewalk and breaks like a piece of china. And you just, okay, back there.
Oh, here he goes.
Thank
God.
End with a bang. We're almost at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Do a loop, Charles. Do a loop.
Party. We can talk about the weather in the after party.
All right.
Okay. Okay. Anyway.
How about we never talk about the weather again?
John, how's the
That's my
plane
fault.
coming? Brandon, how's the plane coming?
You talking to me?
No, Brendan.
Oh, okay.
He must have left.
What's up?
How is the plane coming?
It's coming along just fine. Yeah, no complaint. We I don't know. We've had a little bit of a glue issue. The head of our bottle got a little out of control. Too much CA on it, so I need to get a new bottle. I bought some of those capillaries that you all mentioned. I mean, I got a 6
pipettes
here.
Good gracious.
Like $8 or something off of Amazon.
Yeah, those pipettes are awesome.
You'll never have to buy another one. Wow.
But the head of our CA bottle was already a little bit chewed up and out of control. So
Yeah, what it is that don't cut the top of it. Just unscrew it, suck it out, put the top back on. It'll stay a lot longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you have any old bottles, just take the caps off and then soak it in acetone, and it'll clean the old bottle. And that way you can just once it gets all messed up, I just rotate my caps, my tops. I have several tops that I've accumulated.
So
That's a good tip. I didn't know you could clean it with acetone.
CA off of it.
I'm sorry. Say it again, Brandon.
So soaking it in acetone will get the whole the old hard CA off of it.
Yeah.
I always do the little tips that you buy that are, you can stick on the bottle.
Yeah.
I got
that's what I just bought. It's just our old one was all gunked up and messy, and then
I got a baby food jar that I just keep acetone in it and just throw them in there.
All right. Now I know.
Good idea. Very good idea.
All righty.
Angstrom. Did your dad tell you about the airplane?
I told him you might be bringing up something.
Oh, okay. Samantha said if you build you a PA airplane, she'll give you that behind me.
Where's it at? We just see us. So
let me make you big, Steve. Hang on.
We lost you all together. Let's
see Steve now.
Oh, that's a good one.
There we go. Okay, there it is. Oh yeah.
So if your dad lets me know, I'll bring it to Rodak. If he tells me you did your work, then you can have that.
Dang.
That way, if you want to fly intermediate, you're not taking a chance on your PA airplane.
Yeah, we're gonna finish up this airplane tonight. Yeah, we're gonna finish it tonight now, is what he said. He's pulling an all-nighter just so that
well, you got a few months, so it's not like you got to get it all done today or anything.
Oh, he thought you were immediately gonna drive it down here the second it's done.
Oh, now I'll bring it to Brodak. That unless I find somebody headed that way, I can send it with them. But
yeah, hey, my daughter here wants to show off something.
Hi, this is my woo-woo named Nacho.
Wow, you make you big. Hang on a second here.
Nacho.
Wow. Oh, that is cool.
I got to show you my dog named Chulo.
Yeah.
Well, this show is just about over, it sounds like.
It's over, all right. It's really over.
We're definitely going down the
rabbit hole.
Hello, cutie.
All right, well, I'm going to end this show. We've had as many as looks like 29 viewers, and we have 28 likes. We had $49.99 in chat revenue, thanks to Mark Lumen. I appreciate that so much. And Timothy, the board just joined us. It says Mike is working on some nice planes. So you've been watching Mike Lonke. Yeah, I saw some pretty planes. You're right, Timothy. That's some nice
There's
planes.
one more like for you. How about that?
One more like. 29 likes. Very good. Very good. Well, anyways, we're going to end this live stream, but we're going to continue on. Those of us going to continue on in the after party. And like I said before, the after party sometimes is better than the live stream. But you have to be a member of Stunthangar Forum to have access to the link to come into the live show and in the following after party. So if you're not a member of Stunthangar Forum, register at stunthangar.com/SMF and put a space between your real first and last name and a valid email address, and Sparky will approve you. But that being said, we'll be back Monday. Hopefully you guys can go out there and fly and build this weekend, and come back Monday with something you've done. Maybe a show and tell would be great. And don't forget to ask your friends or someone you know who might be interested. We really could use some new people coming in because we get sidetracked and get off topic. And I think it's just because we're so familiar with each other. So if you're watching this as a replay, we really could use your help, just your presence. You don't have to be an expert to come in here. And if you have any problems logging in, if you are a member, just PM me and I will help you get in to the show. With that being said, good night, y'all. See you later.